Hi everybody, this is Marilyn with MKR Creations, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how you can take your do-it-yourself album that you made, that I showed you in a previous video, how to make your basic album, and how to take it to the next level. So today is going to be how to take this to the next level. And we're going to need some 110-pound cardstock, and some little magnets. They're very thin magnets. They're magnetic discs. I get these on Amazon. And they're a self-adhesive, super slim, and seriously strong magnet. Now, I do also glue these to make sure they'll stay in place, because the album is a long-term thing, and sometimes these adhesives don't always stick that long. So, some of the things that you can do is you can make a pocket that will go, like this could go on your front cover or on your back cover, and this could be something that they could keep a keepsake in. You would want to put down some decorative paper before you put this in. So you could say put down this decorative paper in your album, and then put this over top, and then of course you're gonna put decorative paper on top of this. How I made this was I measured how wide I wanted my pocket to be. You want to make sure it's not going to be too wide for that it doesn't bind with your folds in your album. And you're going to add an inch so that you can, on this each side for the side, and a ½ inch in the height, because you're going to score this at a ½ inch on each side. You're going to cut these angles here to get rid of that bulk, and then you're going to fold in on your lines to make a pocket that kind of has some room for items to go in there. Excuse me, I got a terrible frog tonight. And then I put the double-sided tape. This is score tape that I put down on each one so that it will stick in there nice and securely. Another kind of pocket you can do is a side pocket. And it's just a half-fold side pocket. So you're going to cut your triangle, and then you're going to score on each side a ½ inch. Put down your score tape. You're going to want to cut that out there so that we don't have that bulk. Then you're going to fold it up, and as you can see, I've cut these sides too. After I folded it up, I cut along there to make sure that you couldn't see that from the other side. And then you would also put your decorative paper down, put down your corner pocket, and secure it in place, and then you will cover this with decorative paper. Also, one thing, hint with corner pockets, you want to make sure that they are on the outside, always facing into your book, so that if something is loose, it's falling into your book. It helps hold things in, whereas if it's over here, the things are going to fall out of your book. So you want things that are facing the center of your book. The next thing you can do, and this you're going to do before you put decorative paper in, and this is a fold out. To do that, you want to measure it the same height as your page, but you want to go shorter here. And like this one, I measured it so it was the same length out, but then I scored it at a ½ inch, because you don't want it to run into anything and to be bound up when you're trying to turn pages. And I also put the score tape on that, and we're going to go ahead and put this in the book, because this you put in before you put any of your decorative paper down, because you want to cover this with the decorative paper on all sides. So we're going to take it up here, and I took the tape off, You got where that is gonna fold there, and you line it up and go ahead and fold over the score so it's on here. And then you want to take your bone folder and crease that down and burnish that down. And I had burnished down all my score tape when I put it on. It's just kind of a natural habit for me that right then is when I burnish them down. Now to keep this closed, when the book closed, this is where our magnets come in. And you want to make sure that your magnet is in far enough that your paper will hook down very well there, and that you're not fighting with hiding a magnet because you're too close to the edge of the paper. So you want to go in fairly far, and we're going to take a positive magnet, and they come as positive and negative. So I'll pop this one out. I'm going to take a little bit of glue with it too. And we're going to bring this in a way so that we can make sure that we are not going to, well, maybe that doesn't want to come out for me. Okay, let's close that up and use our other one. Okay, so I'm going to put a little glue on my magnet here. None of my glue wants to work tonight. Okay. And this is our glitter glue. A little goes a long ways, and it's very strong. So we'll put this down, and we'll kind of eyeball to make sure it's towards the center of the paper, as far as like up and down centered. And we don't want it too close to the edge here, because we don't want to fight with our paper to get it to lay down there. Also, you can use decorative edges, decorative punches on here. I've done that before to make them more decorative in the book. I am going to corner around the edge here because it just will make it a little better for, well, it doesn't want to chomp it. Well, that's weird. Let's try one of our other corner cutters. I just, when they're square like that, a lot of times they can end up getting dog-eared, and I don't really like that. So then we're going to take just a small piece of scrap paper and set it down here. Take our other magnet. We're going to take a negative one now. And we're going to lay it on top of that magnet. Let it find its home. You want to make sure you always have the right side of each magnet together, because otherwise magnets push each other apart if you don't have them set up the correct way. You may remember that from when you were a kid in science class playing with magnets, that it was kind of fun to make them push away. Okay. Now we're going to just close our page and press it down so that magnet finds its home. Hang on to that paper, and you're going to let that dry before you do anything else with that. In fact, I'm going to just leave this paper on there. I'm going to take a sticky note and put it there for now because that'll hold it in place. We'll let that close. And then another kind of embellishment you can do actually folds the other way, and you want to line it up far enough away from here so when you cut it, you want to make sure these two pieces are the same size, and you want them to be far enough away so that you can turn your page when you line it up with the end down here, that you can turn your page without getting caught up in your fold here. So what we're going to do is I am going to use a punch on this one to make it a decorative. And this is an EK punch, and I love their punches. They are very durable. They last quite a long time. And excuse me if I'm confused right now, because I am confused right now. All right, so we're going to push this in, and then we're going to push down. Okay, then we're going to bring this along. Oh, why are we stuck? Did not want to cut that center piece. I'm not sure why. There we go. Then we're going to just go along, and you want to line up this design with this to make sure you're in the right place, and then push all the way down again. Then we're going to go the other way and line up again with our design. Okay, and there we are. And then you get this beautiful edge to your piece. Oops. Okay. So we're going to start with this bottom piece. And as I said, I already have this burnished down, the double-sided tape. And this is the bottom, and that's where we want to put this, but I'm going to turn it this way so that I can line up well with the edge of the paper and the fold of my bottom piece. And we are there. And we're going to put that down. And again, we're going to burnish it with our bone folder to make sure it stays stuck down well. Also, this will all be covered with decorative paper, so you won't see that. And now our top piece, we're going to take the tape off. We're going to stand our book up a bit. We're going to line up with the edge of our paper. or page, I mean. And then we're gonna stick that down so that we're all lined up. And again, burnish this down. Our top edge here, I'm going to use the corner rounder again to keep from getting any dog-eared edges. There. Again, we're going to take a magnet. We're going to come down in here. Because our paper is only going to go probably to about here, so we don't want to have to fight to cover our magnet. We want plenty of room there for the magnet to go. And again, we're going to use a small piece of paper to cover that up. Let this find the way it's supposed to go on the magnet. Take your sticky off, some glue down, bring it up and close it. Sorry about that. I think I got out of frame there. But there's how that goes. And it is down there. So we will close that up and let that dry. So that's how you can take your albums to the next level. You'll cover this with decorative paper. You'll cover this and this bottom part, as well as on this side and this side, and you have lots of places in there then that you can put photos or other embellishments. I've got 2 pockets that will be going in on other pages on here after the decorative paper is in. As well as a large pocket that I'll put on the back. I don't know where that went, but we'll put back here for little keepsakes they want to keep in their album. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you will give it a thumbs up. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and come back and see me for more videos. Tell me below if you've ever made an album on your own, and check out my how to make a basic album video, and that will show you a lot of how albums are made. And when I'm done with this album, I'll come back and show you what I came up with to finish this album. I hope to see you next time, and happy crafting, everyone.